Yeah, Aaron Johnston, head basketball coach at South Dakota State. Well, I can remember a long time ago thinking about coaching and what it would mean, and had a lot of really good coaches when I was younger, people that had a really good positive impact on my life. I can remember a baseball coach and basketball coach when I was in junior high and in high school, and just had a good connection with them, and they helped me through a lot of tough times. And I think at that point, it really sunk in that I wanted to be a coach someday, and that I wanted to have a chance to impact people just as I had when I was young. Getting to be a college coach is always a crazy cycle. Everybody goes through their own timeline and process. Basically, the fall after I graduated from Gustavus, that was my first ever real job. They gave me about $5,000 for the year to help out, and learned a lot, but it really helped me get to know a lot of four-year coaches, and that's where I got to know the men's coaches here at South Dakota State who were recruiting a player that we had at the junior college. And got to know Scott, and was looking for graduate assistant jobs, and he ended up offering me the position here at SDSU as his GA with the men's basketball team. And then after that, the women's assistant left, and I was finishing up with my GA job there, and I got the assistant job here with Nancy Niebuhr, and then from there I became head coach. Yeah. It's interesting. I think in coaching you do pick up a lot of different ideas from all over the place. Some of them are from past coaches, and I know I've learned a lot from the people I've worked for. Nancy Niebuhr was the women's coach here for a long time, and really helped get women's basketball on the map, taught me a lot about just the compassion and empathy and work ethic you have to have at this level. She gave a lot of her life and a lot of her time to make SDSU what it really was. Drills and philosophies that worked out. And then it's really amazing how many just different ideas and stories you get from your everyday life and bring into coaching. Maybe you pick something out of church, maybe you pick something out of a speech you heard or a book you read, or just a different idea of how to interact with people, how to relate to people, and you try and put it together towards winning games. Yeah, I think the thing I enjoy the most and probably get the most out of, and the most rewarding part is usually just the interaction with the players. Sometimes you don't always feel it as a player and a coach while someone's there during their career, but it's the time after they leave and then come back and go back and reminisce about the old days or funny moments or neat stories that came up during their career. In our case, maybe they go off and begin their own families and their lives after basketball, and that's really where you get a lot of that reconnection and a lot of good feelings. Yeah, I think it's changed things. You know, Lori and I just get started with our family, and it already makes me think a little differently. Just about the amount of time I put into it, and being able to balance my work life and also being able to balance my personal life. The idea that we've got a little boy on the way changes things dramatically. It's exciting. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. But it's also nice to know you've got people around that care about you and are interested in your life. I think our team is another part of a family, and it's been neat to see how they've responded to it too. Because in this position, you always want to make sure you're making people around you happy and not causing distractions, and it's been great to see how they've embraced the family idea. I think the next step for us, the next step for me, is to just try and continue to make South Dakota State a better place and help make it a better place outside of SDSU. We want it to be a good experience for our players, the people who are here, so we think about how we can make it better. But we also have a mission of trying to raise the profile of South Dakota State University and our women's basketball team in the region and in the country. And the only way to do that, unfortunately, is to have more success, win more games. So that's something we have to work on and have to keep getting better with. Well, I think there's a lot of things most people don't know about me. I think the probably number one thing, because people see me on the sidelines or see me in practice and they feel like I'm just an intense nut job that's always kind of wound tight. I think if most people spent time away from basketball or got to know me, I think they'd find it a lot easier going than maybe what it looks like during games. I really love music, all kinds of music. My iPod's got about 4,000 songs on it, and I try to listen to them as much as I can. I really enjoy golfing, and I enjoy spending time with my family.